Did Oakland Raiders owner Mark Davis lie about the Coliseum Lease situation with respect to the Las Vegas decision at the NFL annual meeting? Hi, I'm actually at the Arizona Biltmore, the site of the NFL annual meeting for the year this year 2017. And if you were paying attention to this story, you saw the press conference announcing that the Oakland Raiders were granted the right to relocate from Oakland to Las Vegas to play their games when their new stadium is said to be complete or expected to be complete in the year 2020. Now, during the press conference, when asked why he decided on Davis, Mark Davis said, and I quote directly and specifically, I believed, I'm reading from the document right here, I believed it turned during the LA part before the vote for Los Angeles. Oakland, he said, Oakland had an opportunity to come in and make a presentation to the league. They came in with a 5-page piece of paper that had nothing to do with anything. They claimed they would wait for us to lose the vote and then come back and they would have all the leverage. We lost the vote. We came back to Oakland. We negotiated a 1-year lease with 2 years of options and talked about getting together and talking about a long-term future together. A week later, I got a call from one of the county board of supervisors telling me, Mark, I'm sorry, but the lease we just negotiated, the 3 years of leases, are not going to be valid, and we're going to raise the rent 3 times on you. At that point, we ended up signing the lease anyway, but then decided we had to start looking elsewhere to see if we could find a long-term solution. Folks, that's not true. The day Mark Davis signed the lease was April 7th of 2016, last year, April 7th. However, I found a document that was uploaded to Scribd and dated January 28th of 2016, and that document read as follows. In fact, it was uploaded by, it's called the UNLV Stadium document. It was uploaded by Aubrey Clerkin, who was at the time the digital executive producer for a news station in Nevada. Anyway, it reads as follows. In fact, the links to this blog, the blog post that accompanies this, are below, and as well as the text from the blog post itself. But I digress. This is how the pertinent part of this document reads. I've been notified that the Las Vegas Sands plans to publicly announce its support for a new special events stadium in southern Nevada, and they believe the 42-acre site of land on Tropicana Avenue that UNLV recently purchased is a prime location. Correspondingly, the Sands leadership team let us know that officials from the Oakland Raiders are scheduled to travel to Las Vegas and tour locations around the valley for a potential new home, and they have asked us to meet them at our 42-acre site on Friday morning to answer questions about that site. We thought that's to alert you all, given that the Sands Group is going to make this public within the next day or two. As previously stated in public meetings, we are updating our campus master plan to incorporate the 42 acres, and it goes on. But the bottom line is, what you can find out from reading this are 2 things. First of all, not only did the Oakland Raiders already decide on new stadium locations, or to try to find a new stadium location in Las Vegas, but they did so a full 4 months, just over 4 months really, before Mark Davis signed the lease agreement extension for the Oakland Coliseum that he referred to. But if you think about what I just read, it also reveals that the Raiders had been planning this Las Vegas effort perhaps even before January, because again it reads, this statement is from UNLV President Lynn Jessup. While it was uploaded by Aubrey Clerkin, it's a statement that was released by UNLV President Lynn Jessup, and he says that he has been notified, this is the president of UNLV, that Las Vegas Sands plans to publicly announce its support for a new special events center stadium in southern Nevada, and they believe the 42 acres of land on Tropicana Avenue is a prime location. And then President Jessup writes, correspondingly, the Sands leadership team let us know that officials from the Oakland Raiders are scheduled to travel to Las Vegas and tour locations around the valley for a potential new home, and they have asked us, meaning UNLV, to meet them at our 42-acre site on Friday morning and to answer questions about that site. So basically, the Sands leadership was already partnered with the Oakland Raiders, and this was in January. And so the question is, what chain of events prior to this, the uploading of this letter, happened, and how far back do they extend? But having said that, it's absolutely clear that what Mark Davis said yesterday, and I've noted this before, is not true. Now, when we first had to deal with this lease issue, it was from, I talked about this problem of not dealing in good faith on the Raiders before last year. I mean, not me before last year, but I talked about this like last year initially, and I referred to this same document, and I said that the Oakland City Council had no idea that Mark Davis was making this kind of effort to Las Vegas. From their perspective, he told them to wait until April, and then he would have his new stadium point person, Larry McNeil, on board, and they could move forward. Because Larry McNeil really didn't start while he was hired in February. He really didn't start until just after April 1st of last year. Okay, but Mark Davis said nothing about pursuing this new stadium, a new home for the Raiders in Las Vegas, to the Oakland City Council or any Oakland official. They were all in the dark. Indeed, when the lease was announced at a special press conference in April, actually April 7th, in fact, what happened was that at that press conference, I asked Mark Davis, I said, are you prepared right now to commit to Oakland as the home of the Raiders? And he said, that's not the question to ask at this time. In fact, you can see the exchange as well as the entire lease press conference here at Zenny62 on YouTube. The link is right in the description for this video. So the question is, did Mark Davis tell a lie here? And it appears that while using the term telling a lie is a strong statement, it does appear that he's quite intent on not telling exactly the truth. The truth is that Mr. Davis really had no intention of being in Oakland, but rather than just say he didn't want to be here, he acted as if he did want to be here, or all the time he was trying to relocate somewhere else. Either it was Los Angeles and Carson, because the Raiders had done this kind of thing before with respect to Carson, or it was the case of Las Vegas. So it's quite clear that we have an issue of truth here. Okay, stay tuned and subscribe to Zenny62 on YouTube.